Welcome to The Prosperity Practice. The Prosperity Practice. Our personal take on what it takes. Push, challenge, light the fire. Do not chase prosperity. Rather, be prosperous. Welcome to The Prosperity Practice with your host, Brandon Hanley.
Looks like we made it.
Ready to go.
Hey, what's going on? Brandon Hanley here, voice of a generation, catching up with you. I know it's been a minute, but, been ruminating, right? All kinds of different things going on in my life, and just kind of pausing and taking it all in, and pausing and thinking about how all the thoughts are thinking. Maybe you do that sometimes. Maybe you get caught up in your mind, and maybe you just kind of go radio silent for a little bit because you got a lot going on. I think everybody's got a lot going on. There's always what you can see on the outside and the action somebody's doing. And oftentimes, if you know them well enough, you know something's going on. You know something's a little off. And I think off is not the correct name. It's different. Something's different. Something's different about the way that they're behaving. Something's different about the direction that they're going. Something's just different. Nothing wrong with that. I wanted to touch base for a minute. I wanted to share this one from Wayne Dyer. At least this is a story I heard from Wayne Dyer, who knows exactly where he got it from. But I've heard it a few times, and just like most people and most stories, when you hear them for the first time, you take them literally. And then you hear something from someone else, or you see something, you get some new information, and it alters the story that you've heard before. I'm sure plenty of you have been witness to that. You hear about one side of somebody's story, and you feel sympathetic for them, you care about what happened, but then you hear the other side of the story, you're like, whoa, that changes everything I know about that story, right? It changes everything that you know. And you feel a different way. You feel like maybe let down by that person, or maybe uplifted. You're like, wow, that person didn't even give half of how they really contributed to that story, and that's really cool. Or, again, maybe that person left out a few pertinent details. They're like, wow, man, that's not so cool. Not cool, Mickey. Not cool. That being said, so here's the story that I heard Wayne Dyer give a couple times, and the story, it's pretty simple, right? Let's say you lose your keys on the inside of your house, but the lights are out, it's nighttime, you lose the keys, lights out on the inside of the house, and then you notice that there's a light on outside. Well, there's a light on, let's go look around there. And while you're out there, and you're looking for your keys, your neighbor comes up and says, hey, what are you up to? What are you doing? And he's like, I'm looking for my keys. You and your neighbor, you're looking for your keys for like another 10, 15 minutes, and your neighbor's like, are you sure? Are you sure you lost your keys out here? Why are we looking out here? What's happening? Where's the last place you saw them? And you tell that person, you look over at that person, you look at your neighbor, Fred, Steve, Larry, Jane, say, hey, I actually lost them inside. Like, why are you looking out here? So, well, this is where I see the light. This is the light. It's light out here. So I came out here and I looked. And you got a chuckle just because I think of how he told the story. And when I heard the story being told, the audience laughed. So I think what they call the parasympathetics, I laughed as well, or because it sounded funny. But it didn't really dawn on me as to exactly what was funny about it or what the overall message was in that story. And I actually don't even really know why I was, sparked, or how I was sparked to this revelation. But the whole gist and the crux and all this is, a lot of us do this. A lot of us do this exact same thing, and obviously, if you haven't figured out already, and I was slow to figure it out. But when you lose your keys, maybe to life, to why you're here, your purpose, and all these other things on the inside of you, then you go looking outside by another bright light. Maybe it's a Wayne Dyer, maybe it's a person, maybe it's a thing, maybe it's a shiny bauble. When you go looking outside of you for something that is clearly inside of you, you're never going to find it. Right? You're never going to find it. You're not going to find it outside of you. But maybe it's that neighbor that's helping you find it. Maybe it's your friend that says, "Hey, you what? You left your keys on the inside. Why are we looking here? Why are we looking outside?" And that causes you to remember something, right? Just like for me, it caused a trigger. Something triggered. The seed was planted, and something was triggered. Something took root, and what sprouted was the idea. I was like, wow, I've been looking outside. I've been looking outside all the time, and what I'm looking for is inside of me. What I'm looking for is inside of me. Now, I also kind of combine this with the other line that I truly enjoy, and that's the line is, old keys won't open new doors. So, couple all this kind of up a little bit is that maybe you've got a key that you've been using and it's been working, but you keep opening and shutting the same door. Keep opening and shutting the same door. That's great, man. Your key works for that door. There's there's an unlimited amount of doors, unlimited amount of keys, and some of those keys don't all work with the doors that you're trying, right? Some of those can, and then there's some doors you're afraid of. You're terrified of what's behind that door that you want to open so bad, but you're like, I'm not even going to look for the keys for that one, because if I do, unimaginable things are going to happen. They could be unimaginable great things, and there could be absolutely nothing behind that door. Here's the thing. All of that is within you. All of that's within you. What are your keys? What are your keys? Your keys are your values. They could be one. And here's the thing. When you go through like coaching exercises, you go through therapy, you get psychology, you get the analysis, they're all effective at different points in time. It's all effective. I remember when I first took coaching, it was like, why would you take coaching? It was so you could accelerate. So you can get to the thing that you wanted to get to faster, and that's true. But here's the deal: you don't need a coach, you don't need a therapist, you don't need all these things, but they are beneficial. in one way or another, depending on where you are in your life and what they help you to do, is go back over your past. Go back and look for some of those keys to unlock the doors that you want to open. And again, they're all inside of you. The whole, the whole universe is inside of you. You are, the key to the whole thing. And it's when you decide to go looking for those keys inside of you. It's when you go to turn on the light. You look for the switch inside you. Nobody looks for the light switch that turns the lights off inside of you, right? And it's when you decide to look inside, and it's when you decide to open some of those doors. It's when you decide that you're not going to be afraid of yourself anymore, what you're capable of, and start taking action on that. And I just thought I'd share that with you because life is short. Life is very short. We see a lot of people. We see a lot of things kind of that we think are going to be there forever, and we see them go away. We think we have forever. We think we have every day, and you know what? We've only got this one life experience, whatever that means to you. We've only got like this body, this one round on this planet, this one time. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. But just like a cap in a bullet round, nothing happens until you pull the trigger. Nothing ignites until you pull the trigger. So you've got to be willing to put yourself in that position. You've got to be willing to ignite. You've got to be willing to look for the keys inside of you where you know you left them so that you can start opening up those new doors. And again, I'll read you. So I went off on the tangent there. Psychologists, therapists, coaches, friends. These are the things. These are some of the keys that work. These are just some. There's so many. When we do values exercises, that's a key. When we do the why exercise, it's another key. When you do meaning keys, like assigning purpose and meaning to your life, that's a key. That's something you do. When you have a vision, when you have a premonition, when you have an insight, you jot it down, those are keys. When you write it down on paper, you've taken action on an intention, which means that you're kind of opening up those receptors, you're opening up those floodgates to receive even more. And to look even further, deeper into yourself and start to take that belief, right? So, those are just a couple of them. Vision boards, setting a daily intention, setting a daily vision. All of these things are keys. But it's not until you pick them up and start using them that you start to unlock those doors. You start to find out what's behind there. You do it like on a regular practice. You do it with just a little bit of intention every day to having the life that you want. That's when you start to see the results. That's when you start to see the change. And, I know it's a cliche line, but true change does come from within, and it's when you begin to accept your own greatness is when you begin to let that great, I'm just going to keep using doors, little pieces of that greatness are behind each of those doors. Little pieces of your greatness are in each piece of each key that you find. So, let me know if there's anything I can do to help. I'll share an exercise or two. Maybe I'll go find a link. You start doing some of these exercises. Start looking for the keys that you have within you. Start unlocking those doors. This was brought to you by the late, great Wayne Dyer and some mulling around. Talk to you guys later.
Thanks for listening today. And remember, reach out to us on Facebook or through our webpage. The Prosperity Practice. The Prosperity Practice. Have something to say directly? Hit us up, Brandon at prosperity-practice.com. Prosperity is a result of action. Take action.
That's it. I'm out of here.